Hello, what is up guys? It's Evil Duos Arm here today, back with another Blade and Soul video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Soul Shields and Blade and Soul, more specifically what they are and how they work for a new player. And then we'll get into how to progress your Soul Shield most quickly, as well as how to improve the stats of your Soul Shields once you get them. This is going to be a super useful video for a new player and experienced player alike, so make sure you tune in and watch it in its entirety. So real quick, before we begin, if you are new to the channel, new to Blade and Soul, or enjoying the content that is on the channel, please consider subscribing as it does mean a lot to me. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's start taking a look at Soul Shields as they sit as a whole. So the Soul Shield system in Blade and Soul is basically the equivalent system that you would have played in any other MMORPG where they give you different armor pieces that you can equip. The nice thing about this system in Blade and Soul is that all of your defensive stats, as well as some offensive ones, are placed onto the Soul Shield. So you can wear basically whatever outfit you want. You can play the true fashion in Soul because, as we know in any game, fashion is the true endgame. So it's a nice little system that diverts it away from armor pieces and instead onto this new defensive item, a Soul Shield. As you progress through the story, you're going to get these different Soul Shield chests. When you open a Soul Shield chest, it contains 8 pieces of a Soul Shield. So go ahead and equip all 8 of those pieces of the Soul Shield as soon as you get it because they are better than what you currently have. To equip a Soul Shield, all you got to do is right-click it on your inventory. Additionally, there's a dedicated Soul Shield menu if you hit Control B on the keyboard, and it will show you all of the Soul Shield pieces that you have in your inventory and which ones you can go ahead and equip to add to your inventory. Additionally, you can have 2 separate Soul Shields equipped at any given time. You just switch between them, so if you have a PvP setup and a PvE setup, you can swap between them on the fly by clicking one little button up here. Also, as you're leveling, if you don't have time to hit up a merchant to sell your other Soul Shield pieces or to salvage them for the fusion powders that we'll get into in a little bit here, you can put them on this alternate tab, and when you do make it to a merchant, you can go ahead and swap them out or do whatever you wanted to do with those extra Soul Shield pieces. It basically gives you 8 free extra inventory slots for Soul Shields. So that is a basic overview of the Soul Shield system in Blade and Soul. Now the Soul Shields themselves are comprised of 8 different Soul Shield pieces. Every single piece has different possible stats that it can roll. So for example, this first Soul Shield piece is a diametric Soul Shield piece 1, which is the Raven King Soul Shield piece for the Force Master. And as you can see on it, I have 3 stats: hit points, critical stat, and accuracy stat. All of those stats can be different except for the hit point stat. Hit points is always given on every single Soul Shield piece that you get. All of your pieces will always have a base hit point value that they give. Some of them can roll additional hit points as well depending on the Soul Shield piece that you are using. But for the most part, you will always be looking for this roll that you see right here, a critical accuracy roll, up until you have 125% accuracy. To view your current accuracy stat, press F2 on the keyboard and look over at the accuracy tab. You will see a base hit rate. Once you get to 120, 125%, you pretty much have as much accuracy as you will need for the entirety of the game, so don't worry about pumping that stat anymore, at which point you can work on some of the other statistics that are available, but you always want critical on every single piece that you can possibly get it on. So because of the random nature of these Soul Shield pieces and how they can roll any 2 different stats pretty much, you're going to be opening a lot of RNG boxes to try and get the right Soul Shield chest pieces that you need. Now, a lot of these Soul Shield pieces can be obtained using exchange tokens that you get for running various contents in the game, and we'll get into that in a second. But as a new player, you should primarily be focusing on completing your initial sets of Soul Shields. So what do I mean by sets of Soul Shields? Currently in Blade and Soul, there are 4 legendary Soul Shield sets. The first is the Midnight Sky Petal Plains, or MSP as it's abbreviated, Soul Shield set. You get this one for completing Act 8 of the story, so no need to worry about that. Just as soon as you complete Act 8, put it on and wear it all the way through the rest of the story. The next Soul Shield set is the Raven King Soul Shield set, or it could be abbreviated RK or BT Soul Shield set, whichever way it's being abbreviated. That Soul Shield set, you're going to get the first 5 pieces for completing the Orange questline in the story, the final Orange questline that's available right now in the game on the NA or EU release. The other 3 pieces are obtained from one of the 2 quests, Know Thine Enemy or The Dead Refuse to Die. I'm sorry, I forget which one, but you do them pretty much at the same time. So if you have been playing further and don't have those 2 quests available, since you need to be a new player to have those quests, if you've had an account for a while and don't have those quests, your other options to obtain these last 3 pieces from Skybreak Spire or from Midnight Sky Petal Plains, but I wouldn't focus too much on that because you're going to want to move on to the 3rd tier of Legendary Soul Shield that's currently available, the Fallen Soul Shield set. This Soul Shield set is the Temple of Illuvium, or VT Soul Shield set as it could be abbreviated if you see people typing it around online. And this Soul Shield set is most easily obtained from Moon Refuge. You can do it solo and be done with it in about 4 hours. So if you haven't ventured to Moon Refuge on the patch yet, it's located in the bottom right of Solok. You have to do a quest where you read a letter in your quest log. I've got videos on this elsewhere on the channel. I'm sure you've already watched one of them. But anyway, Moon Refuge on the map, if you head over to this general merchant right here, and you look at her second tab, you will see that she has the Fallen Soul Shield chests 1 through 8 available for Moonlight Buds. All these Moonlight Buds, like I said, are going to take you about 4 hours to farm, 4 or 5 hours if you're just dedicatedly farming it, but it is 100% worth it. The Fallen Soul Shield chest unlocks a different cooldowns for a lot of classes or gives them different bonuses to their character that basically take them to the next level as DPS goes. So what do I mean by bonuses? If you look at any one of your Soul Shield pieces on the Legendary tier, you will see these set effect bonuses. They come in multiples of 3, 5, and 8. So because of this, you never want to change out Soul Shields in a multiple other than what you see right there. So for example, if I took off this one Soul Shield piece and I look at that same bonus, I'm only getting a 3 set bonus and a 3 set bonus off my 2 Soul Shield sets instead of the 3 and the 5 that I was getting before because I took off my 5th piece. So always make sure you're going in multiples of 3, 5, or 8 when you exchange a Soul Shield set. But anyway, because of the ease of access for that Fallen Soul Shield chest set for basically any player that can just come on down to this area, kill some mobs, and pick up the set, you're going to not even want to bother farming for these other pieces or rolling these other pieces to make sure that you get maximum stats on all of them. It's just not worth it. The VT Soul Shield set is going to be much better than any stats you could possibly pick up by getting better rolls on your other Soul Shield pieces. So for that reason, whenever you're ready to upgrade your Soul Shield set, don't worry about farming any of the other ones. Just come on down to Moon Refuge and slaughter the enemies here to pick up the Moonlight Buds, which then will ultimately let you buy your Fallen Soul Shield chest. There is no faster way to do this unless you're in a full-on carry run in MSP that's going to carry you through 4 and 5 over and over again on a weekend where you get double loot so you can just buy them from there. No better way than right here as a new player. Now, if you're an experienced player and have extra Hive Queen wings, you can buy them from the Exchange Merchant in the Dasari Palace Gardens. But since the majority of people watching my videos are new players, this is going to be your best bet. So pick up the first 8 pieces of your Fallen Soul Shield chest set. So I have now switched over to my Gunslinger that has all 8 pieces of his Fallen Soul Shield set. As you can see, not all of them have the correct rolls like I was talking about before. So first things first, focus on getting all 8 pieces before you do any re-rolling. You get those maximum bonuses at that 8th piece. For example, you can look at my 8th piece on Gunslinger. It's 50% damage to Bullet Storm and Awakened Bullet Storm, plus a reduction on Carpet Bomb, which is the skill that procs my bracelet. So yeah, really, these Soul Shields are very strong, these Fallen Soul Shield sets, so you want to get them as soon as possible. Anyway, my first piece isn't quite the perfect roll. It's a critical roll, but it's critical defense. And like I said earlier, we want critical and accuracy up until we get to that 120% accuracy stat. And if we look at my accuracy stat, you can see that it's only at 116%, so I definitely need some more accuracy. So now I'm going to show you the process of re-rolling Soul Shield so you can see what you're supposed to do to maximize your rolls. So I'm going to head over to the same merchant. I've got myself a bunch of Moonlight Buds in my inventory, and we're going to buy the piece 1 for 85 Moonlight Buds. So let's go ahead and click on that and buy it and put it into our inventory. So now if we right click on that Soul Shield set to open it, we're going to open the Soul Shield set. And we're going to have to unseal the Soul Shield set, which you've already experienced and seen since you've gotten to this point. So we'll use some unsealing charms to go ahead and open it up. And as you can see, we got an evasion defense, which is absolute garbage, and we have 0 interest in that. But this is the process that you would have to repeat over and over again until you get that critical and accuracy roll. So why is that so important? If your stat is below 120% accuracy for most bosses and 125% for some of the later content, some of your attacks will have a chance to miss. If you miss your attack, you do no damage, and that sucks. The reason we want our critical stat so high is because as you progress into the late game, the majority of your damage is done by critical damage, up until the point where you can actually scale your critical hit chance up to 100%, so you're always critting based on your other gear that you have equipped. So that critical percent chance is huge, being able to boost you to that 100% chance. So that's why we want those 2 rolls as high as possible. The other stats are defense, evasion, and block, and you should be doing that yourself. You should be countering, you should be dodging, and basically as you progress later in the game, you want to be skilled enough with your class to be able to dodge all attacks. I swear don't watch any of my live streams, I'm really good at this game and I dodge every single attack, smiley face. But anyway, we're trying to maximize our offensive capability as opposed to our defensive capability with these Soul Shields. So you just watched me unsuccessfully re-roll a Soul Shield piece, so what do I do with this piece of crap that I've got sitting in my inventory? So at this point, you have a few options. The first is that you can just straight up salvage it by clicking the little salvage icon at the bottom of your screen right here and salvaging it. I would advise against this option because there's a whole Soul Shield fusion system that we're going to get to in a second. Your other option is going to be to equip it, which is obviously not what we're going to want to do because the Soul Shield I have on right now already has critical. The third option is you can store it away on your alternate Soul Shield tab over here, use that as a sort of bank for you to hold onto those soul shield pieces while you're waiting to do the fusion stat that we're going to look at here in a second. Once you've made your decision, I'm going to recommend holding onto it somewhere, whether it's in your inventory, whether it's in your storage, in your bank. But at some point, eventually, you're going to get that critical accuracy roll that you have been dreaming of. And what you're going to want to do is take all of those old piece 1 soul shields that you've been storing onto and head over to your first piece that's in your inventory. So let's pretend that this is a critical accuracy piece that I have. What I want to do is left click on that piece and click this option that says Manage Equipment. What I can do at this point is put all of the old piece 1s that I have into this little box right here and increase the stats of the piece that I have already equipped, the one with critical and accuracy that I've been re-rolling for over and over again, and increase their stats as you see right here. So this is one of the methods for progressing your soul shields, and if you're re-rolling your soul shields a bunch of times, you're going to have a bunch of these extra pieces around, and you'll be able to boost your stats almost to the max. Once the green bar is full, it is at its max stat, and there's no point in doing this anymore. This system requires an item called Fusion Powders. Fusion Powders are obtained for salvaging soul shields. So here's a Skybreak soul shield chest, and since I don't need any of them, let's open one of these suckers up and salvage a piece to show you what it does. So we're going to take this and we're going to open the piece. So when I click salvage on this Skybreak soul shield piece that I have right here, I'm going to get a thing called Fusion Powders. The Fusion Powders, as you can see, I got 7 of them for scrapping that, and I have 7 Fusion Powders. So you need 11 of those to fuse a soul shield piece in. Pretty straightforward system. So that is the second way to improve your soul shield stats, the first being re-rolling, the second one fusing all of those old pieces after you're done re-rolling into that same piece. Note that for the fusion system, you need to use the same soul shield piece. You can't use like a piece 3 that you re-rolled a bunch of times to put it into your piece 1. Has to be the same piece. The third option that we're going to look at are going to be soul shield bases. So if you look in my inventory, you will see that I have this item right here called an Artisanal Shield Base Bundle, which when opened is going to give you Artisanal Shield Bases. There's also Masterwork Shield Bases. These items can be bought off the marketplace. If you type in Shield Base into the marketplace, you will see the Artisanal Shield Base bundles. And then if you scroll enough tabs forward, you should see some Masterwork Shield Bases as well. Here they are. So these items cost a lot of money if you're looking to just straight up buy them. Now these items can also be crafted by the Soul Wardens, as well as the final item that we're going to look at here in a second for the final upgrade. But if you are looking to do this via crafting, you're going to want to join the Soul Wardens Guild to save yourself a little bit of money while doing this upgrading. But anyway, let's take a look at how this system works by opening this Artisanal Shield Base bundle that I have. As you can see, it gave me 10 Artisanal Shield Bases. So if you click on the Dragon Express at the bottom of your inventory and scroll all the way to the bottom of the list on the first tab, you're going to see all these Soul Shield Primer items that you can buy using these shield bases. So for example, the blue shield bases will allow you to buy the blue shield bases from the Dragon Express. The purple ones will let you buy from the purple tier, and 5 purple ones will let you buy from the legendary tier. So you could see you could spend a lot of money really quickly on this system. Additionally, some of the merchants in the games sell specific shield primers that you can use with specific soul shield sets. And for the most part, if you're looking to do this legendary upgrade, you're going to want to buy them from the merchant themselves. So for example, if you're looking to do this on the Temple of Illuvium Soul Shield set, you're going to want to buy it from the Temple of Illuvium merchant located in the Dasari Palace Gardens. But anyway, for the most part, the blue pieces are more than enough to get you through the majority of the content, and if you really feel like splashing some cash, get the purple ones. Otherwise, these legendary tiers are pretty much if you're just min-maxing that extra 4,000 DPS at the top of your 1.2 million parse. Not a huge boost stat-wise when you get to those super high gears, but min-maxers love these pieces. Anyway, as a new player or as a slightly experienced player, you're going to want to pick up these blue ones first and foremost because they're the cheapest bang for your buck, and you're going to want to get these critical soul shield primers. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these right now to show you how it works. These critical soul shield primers do exactly what you would think they would do. If you go ahead and click on your soul shield piece, let's go ahead and click on this one for example and hit manage equipment. If I click the primer instead of the base or the regular soul shield piece, if I click the primer, it's going to give me a different option, and this one is to just straight up fuse. So to fuse, you need fusion powders once again, which we already know how to get those, as well as soulstone crystals, which you get for doing your daily challenges in dungeons and whatnot. Once you have both of those items in your inventory, it's going to give you a random number of stats to the soul shield for the stat that you're trying to do. So I'm trying to fuse critical onto my critical piece, so I'll get anywhere from -24 to 52 more critical on that soul shield piece. It's another RNG system. The first time you make this upgrade, it will always be positive because I've already fused it with critical. You can see my critical stat is green. I have a chance to go down or up depending on how that piece rolls. But this is the other way to progress your soul shield pieces. You're going to want to do this for all 8 of your pieces once you get your critical accuracy thing. That's because this will maximize your critical stat, and you will be all set to be doing your maximum DPS based on your soul shield pieces that you have equipped. And alright, so there is one more thing that you can do to min-max your character. So this involves being in the Soul Wardens Guild. There's no other way to do this because it's only available in the Masterwork tab. And just real quick to show you inside of the Soul Wardens, we do have the Artisanal Bases and the Masterwork Bases that you can craft to sell, as well as the versions for only your account, which are slightly cheaper than the sell ones. So if you're making them for yourself, this would be the cheaper of the options. But anyway, the item that we're looking at is this Masterwork tier, and we have this Sealed Fallen engraving and this Sealed Grand Celestial Shield engraving. All these suckers do is give you a random number of stats that you see right up there. So that's literally it. It's the same exact thing that we did before, where we would fuse it into the Soul Shield and equip it and all that great stuff. It'll give you an extra 50 critical maybe, or maybe an extra 40 accuracy. Who knows? Pretty minimal impact on your character, just a super endgame, super min-maxy thing if you're trying to absolutely get the most out of your character's damage. This is way late game. You can see it takes stupid amounts of materials. Definitely not anything you're going to want to mess with as a new player, but just for completion's sake, this is in the game, and if you have nothing else to spend your money or time on, here you go, waste it on this. But anyway guys, that is basically it for this video. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you an idea on how you want to progress your character, what you should be doing with soul shields, or what soul shields are if you're a completely new player. If this video did help you, make sure to leave a like as well as a comment in this comment section below. If you have any questions on the video, leave a comment in the comment section below. Me or maybe someone else will be able to get to it and answer it for you. And as always, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please consider subscribing. It does mean a lot to me. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.